The Price of Freedom. A Nova Culta story by Guy Wainick. Kell ran because stopping meant becoming theirs again. Behind him, the jungle roared, not with voices but with motion. Branches snapped, trees cracked, hounds barked. The rhythm of pursuit never broke. His bare feet struck mud, root, stone, blood. Tara ran beside him, silent and relentless. They did not look back. Looking back meant chains. It meant remembering their village burning, people stolen. The slavers called it free labor. Cut roads through the jungle, bleed under the whip, clear paths for cargo from the coast, while the deadly canopy of the creeping jungle watched. Kell still felt the lash. Tara still bore the iron on her wrist. They had waited, quietly planning in the night. One guard too far away, one mistake, a stolen key, a broken jaw. Then they ran. Now they were hunted. Slavers on horseback where they could ride, on foot where they could not. And the hounds, the horrible hounds, black fur, too many jagged teeth, bred to track and kill. They never stopped. "Keep moving," Kell shouted. "I am," Tara snapped, breath in gasps. "You are slowing. I am not." A roar echoed behind them, too close. By the third day, the jungle thinned. Light broke through. Hope followed. They had heard whispers in the camp. Reach the gates of Negronthon, and you can buy your freedom. 250 gold each. A fortune. A myth. Kell did not care. He would leave the details to the gods. For now, it was just move forward. By the fourth day, they reached a rocky hill. "Climb," Tara said. They climbed. Halfway up, the ground shook. A second tremor, then a roar that shook the hill. They crept to the ridge. Two hill giants fought below. Each blow shattered stone. Each step crushed earth. Boulders flew like thrown toys. "If they see us," Kell whispered. "We are dead," Tara said. Behind them, the jungle seethed. "Move quiet," Kell said. They slipped along the ridge. A boulder struck behind them, spraying stone. They did not stop. On the far side, they found a cave, small, dry. Inside, the air smelled of old iron. Tara lit a long, abandoned torch. The walls were cut into the stone. "This was a fort," Kell said. They moved deeper. The next chamber held what was left behind: broken racks, rusted weapons, collapsed shields, a forgotten garrison. Tara picked up a useless sword that had rusted through. Kell found a chest, broken open. Inside was gold. Lots of gold, nearly 600 coins if their hurried count was correct. "Enough," Tara whispered. "For freedom?" Kell asked. They found armor, worn but usable, packs with rations, flint and rope. Kell laughed once. "Even dead soldiers had more than us." The cave answered. A scrape, metal on stone. From the dark came movement, then skeletons, armor hanging from bone, weapons still in hand. They came. The fight was desperate. Kell took a broken spear. Tara used a shield edge to strike. Bone cracked but did not fall. One drove Kell into the wall, crushing the air from him. Tara smashed another apart with stone. They bled. They held. At last the bones fell and stayed down. Silence returned. Kell leaned against stone, chest heaving. Tara stared at the gold, at what it meant. They did not rest. The jungle pursuers found them again. The giants, a quick distraction, were gone. The hounds were not. Close. Tara shoved armor at him. "We go now." Kell grabbed the gold. "Too heavy." "Then we run heavy." They ran. Down the hill, into open land. Behind them came shouts, dogs, rage. The slavers had found the cave. Now they were in full pursuit once again. The chase blurred. Sun burned overhead, then fell. Still they ran. Arrows struck the ground behind them. One cut Kell's shoulder. Tara pulled him forward. "We are not dying here." "I know." But the hounds were close. Too close. Then stone walls rose ahead. A road. A gate. Negronthon. They stumbled forward. "Citizenship," Tara yelled to the curious guard. "Two, we pay." Kell threw the gold at the gate. The guard looked down, then disappeared. The slavers were almost there. Dogs lunged. Chains pulled tight. The gate did not move. Time stretched. "Please," Tara whispered. A sergeant stepped forward from a small door and looked at the gold. Slow. Too slow. The slavers inched closer. Hands reached. A dog snapped inches from Tara's arm. Then a horn sounded. Deep. Final. The gates shook, then opened. Not a crack. Fully. Soldiers marched out in formation, armor bright, spears leveled. The lead sergeant stepped forward. "Unhand them." The slavers froze. The dogs snarled. The soldiers did not move. The sergeant's voice hardened. "They are citizens of Negronthon. You stand on protected ground." The line advanced. The pursuers backed away reluctantly. The siblings were led inside, where their life could begin anew. The gates closed behind them with a sound that felt like the end of a life. Kell did not turn. Tara did. The road they had bled across was gone from view, cut off by stone and iron and men who did not bow to slavers. A guard motioned for them to follow. They walked through streets that felt too wide and too close at the same time. Stone everywhere, people everywhere, voices layered over one another until it became a constant hum. Kell kept his hand near his blade. No one looked afraid. No one moved aside. No one cared who they had been. They were led into a hall of polished stone, a long table, ink and parchment. A man in clean clothes looked up at them without interest. "Names," he said. Kell hesitated. Tara spoke first. "Tara." Kell followed. "Kell." The man wrote it down as if it mattered, and did not matter at all. "Place of origin." "The jungle," Tara said. He did not look up. "Occupation." Kell frowned. Tara answered. "Survivors." The man paused at that, then continued writing. "You have paid the required sum. You are recognized as citizens of Negronthon. You are subject to its laws and protected by them. Cause no trouble." He slid 2 papers across the table. Kell stared at them. "That is it?" he said. "That is it," the man replied. A guard handed them a small iron token each, stamped with the mark of the city. "One night lodging has been granted," the guard said. "Follow me." They were taken to a narrow room with 2 beds and a single window. Clean, quiet, safe. The door closed. Kell stood in the center of the room. "No chains," he said. Tara sat on one of the beds. "No chains." They did not speak much after that. Sleep came fast and hard. Morning brought noise. The city did not wake. It was already awake. They stepped out into streets packed with bodies, merchants shouting, wheels grinding over stone, children running, soldiers moving in ordered lines. Kell stopped in the middle of it. "Too many people," he said. Tara watched a man argue over the price of bread. "Too many rules," she said. They walked for hours, past markets filled with things they did not understand, past towers that scraped the sky, past people who lived entire lives without ever looking beyond the walls. No one hunted here. No one ran. Kell felt trapped. Tara felt it too. They found themselves back near the gate by midday. The guards glanced at their tokens and waved them through without question. Outside, the air felt wider, quieter, real. They walked until the sounds of the city softened behind them. Trees began to rise again, not the choking press of the creeping jungle, just woods, open, breathing. Kell dropped his pack near a small clearing. "Here," he said. Tara looked around. The ground was firm, water not far off, good sight lines. "Good," she said. They began to gather what they needed without speaking: branches, stone, simple things, a place to sleep, a place to stay. By evening, a small fire burned. The walls of Negraton stood in the distance, close enough to see, far enough to leave behind. Kell turned the iron token in his hand. "This means we are free," he said. Tara sat across from him. "Free to do what?" He looked into the fire. "Anything." She shook her head. "That is not an answer." He met her eyes. "It is the problem." They sat with that. No war chief, no master, no orders, just choice. Tara leaned back against a tree. "We could go back," she said. "Take, fight, build a new horde." Kell did not answer right away. "Then we become what chased us," he said. She nodded. "We could live quiet, hide, forget." Kell shook his head. "We would not last." Silence again. The fire cracked. Somewhere in the trees an animal moved, and then moved on. Kell spoke at last. "We decide who we are now." Tara watched him carefully. "And?" He looked at the city, then at the woods, then back to her. "We learn what freedom is." She let out a slow breath. "That will take time." He nodded. "We have it." For the first time in their lives, time was not a chain. The fire burned low. The city stood behind them. The world waited ahead. And Kell and Tara began to understand that freedom was not a place. It was a path they would have to choose every day. The road bent along a dry riverbed where stones lay white in the sun. Kell walked ahead with a steady stride. Tara moved along the ridge above him, watching the land the way she always had. They had been on the road for weeks, maybe longer. Time felt different now that no one owned it. Ahead, a small farm came into view, fences broken, smoke thin and wrong. Kell slowed. "Trouble," he said. Tara crouched and studied the ground from above. Tracks crossed the dust, many boots, not farmers. "Raiders," she said, "not long ago." Kell did not wait. He moved toward the farm. Tara sighed and slipped down the slope to catch up. "You will get us killed one day," she said. "Not today," he said. They found the family hiding in a shallow ditch behind the barn. 2 adults, a boy, all shaking, all alive. Kell knelt and spoke in a low voice. "Who did this?" The man pointed toward the hills. "They took food and tools, said they would come back at dusk." Kell stood. "Then we will be here at dusk." The man stared at him. "Why?" Kell paused. The answer came easier now than it once would have. "Because we can." Tara pulled him aside. 4 men at least," she said, "maybe more. We do not charge 4 men in open ground." Kell crossed his arms. "We fight them. We outthink them," she said. "Then we fight." He frowned. "That sounds like more work." She almost smiled. "It is. Try to keep up." All afternoon, Tara moved through the farm, setting small traps with simple tools. A loose board here, a hidden pit there, a line tied low across the path where a horse would run. Kell watched at first, then helped when told. He moved heavy things, lifted beams, set stones, did what she asked. At one point, he shook his head. "When we were children, you would have tricked me into walking into one of these." "I did," she said, "many times." He grunted. "I remember falling. I remember winning," she said. He glanced at her. "You always needed to win. So did you." They worked in silence for a time. Then Kell spoke again. "I thought if I was stronger, they would see me." Tara did not ask who. "Our parents," he said. "The Horde. Anyone." She nodded. "I thought if I was smarter, they would choose you over you." Kell let out a breath. "They made us rivals. They made us tools," she said. The word hung between them. "Now," she added, "we choose." He looked at her. "We choose each other." She met his gaze and gave a small nod. At dusk, the raiders came. 4 of them, hard men with easy smiles. They did not expect a fight. The first fell when his foot caught the hidden line and he hit the ground hard. The second rushed forward and dropped into the shallow pit Tara had covered with brush. Kell moved then. He met the third man head-on. Steel rang once, twice. Kell broke his guard and sent him to the dirt. The last tried to run. Tara was already there. She stepped from the shadow of the barn and swept his legs. He hit the ground and did not get back up. It was over fast. The family stared at them like they were something out of a story. Kell wiped his blade. "You are safe," he said. Tara cut the ropes they had brought to bind the family. "For now," she said, "stay together, keep watch." The man tried to offer them food, coin, anything. Kell shook his head. "Keep it." They left before the thanks could grow too large. Back on the road, the stars came out one by one. Kell walked beside Tara this time. "You were right," he said. "About what?" "Thinking." She smiled in the dark. "Do not get used to saying that." He nodded. "I'm still stronger." She glanced at him. "For now." He laughed, low and real. The sound felt new. They walked on, not rivals, not trying to outshine one another. Two halves that fit better than they ever had before. The road stretched ahead, and for once, neither of them needed to win. A little gnome woman found them at the edge of the road as the sun fell behind the trees. She stood no higher than Kell's waist, wrapped in a patched green cloak, hands clenched tight around a worn satchel. "Please," she said, "you are the ones who help people?" Kell glanced at Tara. "Sometimes," he said, stirring the embers of the fire. "My husband went into the old ruin," she said. "Said there was treasure. Said he would bring me a better life. I begged him not to go. He has not come back." Tara crouched to meet her eyes. "How long?" "2 days." Tara nodded. "Show us." The ruin sat half buried in a low hill where stone met root. The forest had already begun to take it back. Vines covered broken walls. The entrance yawned open like a wound. Kell stepped forward. "We go in, we find him, we get out." Tara caught his arm. "We do it smart," she said. He sighed. "We do it your way for now," he agreed. The gnome woman waited at the entrance, too afraid to follow, but unwilling to leave. "Bring him back to me," she said. Kell gave a short nod. "We will." Inside, the air was damp and still. Old stone pressed close. The light faded fast. Tara moved ahead, eyes scanning the floor and walls. "Traps," she said softly, "old but not dead." Kell followed where she stepped. "I trust you," he said. She glanced back, surprised. "That is new." He shrugged. "I am learning." They found the first sign of the gnome man near a broken arch, small footprints, drag marks, a dropped pack. "Alive," Tara said. "He fought." Kell tightened his grip on his blade. "Good." The deeper they went, the tighter the tunnels became. The ruin twisted in on itself. Old doors hung open. Some were splintered, some were not. Tara stopped at one such door. "Do not touch it," she said. Kell had already reached out. He froze. "Why?" "Pressure plate," she said. "The hinges are wrong. It will drop the ceiling." He pulled his hand back slowly. "Right." She worked around it, finding a narrow gap in the wall where stone had shifted. They slipped through one at a time. On the other side, they heard it. A voice, weak, strained. "Help!" Kell moved fast. Tara followed, this time not stopping him. They entered a chamber where the floor had collapsed into a pit. At the bottom, the gnome man clung to a broken ledge, fingers white, legs dangling over darkness. Above him, a creature moved along the wall, long limbs, pale skin, eyes that caught the faint light and held it. Kell did not hesitate. He jumped. Tara swore and moved to the edge. Kell hit the slope of broken stone and slid hard. The creature turned, drawn by the movement. It lunged. Kell met it with a roar. Steel struck flesh. The thing shrieked and clawed, but Kell drove forward, forcing it back. Tara moved along the edge above, searching. "Hold it," she called. Kell grunted. That was the plan. The creature struck again, faster now. It cut across Kell's arm. He barely felt it. Then a rope dropped past him. "Grab it," Tara said. The gnome man looked up, stunned. "Now!" she shouted. "Do it!" He caught the rope. Tara braced and pulled, using a fallen pillar as leverage. Kell drove the creature back one last time, then climbed. The rope went taut as Tara hauled the gnome up, inch by inch. Kell followed, using the broken stone and the rope when he could. The creature leapt, snapping at his heels. Tara drew her blade and leaned over the edge. "Not today," she said. When it came within reach, she struck, once, clean. The creature fell back into the dark. Silence followed. Kell pulled himself over the edge and lay there for a moment, breathing hard. The gnome man rolled onto his back, laughing in short, shaky bursts. "I thought I was done," he said. Tara cut the rope free. "Not today," she said. They made their way out, slowly, careful, tired. At the entrance, the gnome woman ran to them. She threw her arms around her husband, holding him as if she would never let go. "You fool," she said through tears. "I know," he said, squeezing her. Kell and Tara stepped back, giving them space. The woman turned to them. "Thank you," she said. "I have nothing to give you." Kell shook his head. "You have him. That is enough." The gnome man smiled and pulled a bag of gold and jewels from his pack. His wife hugged him even tighter. "You did it," she said. "You really did it." He reached into the bag and pulled 2 large jewels and held them out in his hand. "Please take them." Kell and Tara refused at first, but the couple would not take no for an answer. They left the couple there, sitting together in the fading light. Back on the road, Tara walked beside Kell. "You jumped without a plan," she said. He nodded. "You made one anyway," he said. She glanced at him. "You trusted me." He met her eyes. "Always did, just didn't know how to say it." She was quiet for a moment. Then she said, "I'll keep thinking if you keep jumping." He smiled. "Deal." They walked on together, a little closer than before, the road stretching ahead with more lives waiting to be changed.
The healer found them at the edge of the trees just before dusk. She was older, wrapped in layered cloth, her hands stained with herbs and ash. Her eyes were sharp. "You are the ones who help people," she said. Seemed many asked the same question nowadays. Kell glanced at Tara. "We try," he said. The healer nodded once. "Bandits took what I need to keep others alive. Tools, salves, a satchel I cannot replace. Without it, people will die." "Where?" Tara asked. "Old ruins, north of here. stone and shadow. They use it as a den. Kell did not hesitate. We will get it back. The healer studied them. They are not simple thieves, she said. One of them carries something old, something wrong. Tara met her gaze. We have seen worse. The healer did not argue. Bring it back, she said. I will be here. They left at first light. The ruin was smaller than the last. Broken walls, a half-fallen tower. Smoke curled from within. Tara circled wide, reading the ground. 6, she said. Maybe 7. One stays high. Archer, Kell said. Yes. He rolled his shoulders. We take the high ground first. Tara shook her head. No, we draw them out, split them. He frowned. That takes longer. It keeps us alive, she said. He exhaled. Your way. They moved into position. Tara slipped along the edge of the ruin, quiet as shadow. Kell stepped into the open. Hey, he called. Heads turned, shouts followed. 3 rushed him. Good, Kell thought. Steel met steel. He drove into them, forcing them back, keeping their eyes on him. From the side, Tara struck, quick, precise. One fell before he knew the fight had begun. A second turned toward her, too slow. She dropped him with a low strike and stepped back. Then the air changed. A sound, soft, wrong. Tara turned, too late. The arrow struck her side. Light flared on impact. Not fire, not heat, something deeper. Tara staggered. Kell saw her fall, and something in him snapped. He broke the man in front of him with a single blow and turned. Tara was on her knees, hand pressed to the wound. The arrow had sunk deep. The shaft pulsed faint with a dim glow. The archer stood above on the broken tower, already drawing again. Kell roared and ran. He had never felt rage like this before. The next arrow flew. It grazed his shoulder as he climbed, not slowing him. He reached the top in seconds. The archer tried to retreat. Too late. Kell hit him like a falling stone. The fight ended fast. Kell did not look at the body. He tore the bow from the man's hands and snapped it. Then he ran back down. Tara was on the ground now, pale, breathing shallow. The last bandit tried to flee with the healer's satchel. Kell did not chase him. Tara mattered. The man did not get far anyway. Tara had placed a trap earlier, a simple line across a narrow path. Kell heard the snap, the fall, silence. He dropped to his knees beside her. Tara. Her eyes flickered open. That was a bad one, she said, voice thin. He gripped the arrow. Do not pull it, she whispered. Not yet. The glow along the shaft pulsed again. Magic, he said. She nodded weakly. It is in me. Kell looked around. No help, no time. Tell me what to do, he said. His breath hitched. Break the head, she said. Then pull, fast. He hesitated. Kell, she said. He snapped the arrowhead through the wound. Tara gasped, body going rigid. Then he pulled. The shaft came free, slick with blood and something darker. Tara screamed once, then went still. No, Kell said. No. He pressed his hands to the wound, trying to stop the blood. Stay with me, he said. You do not get to leave now. For a moment there was nothing. Then a breath, weak, shallow. Her eyes opened again, unfocused. Still here, she whispered. Relief hit him harder than any blow. You are not dying, he said. Not today, she answered, though her voice was barely there. He found the satchel and carried her back. Every step felt too slow. The healer met them before they reached the clearing. She took one look and moved fast. Inside, now.
Hours passed. Kell waited outside the small shelter, blood still on his hands. He did not move. At last, the healer stepped out. "She lives," she said. Kell closed his eyes. "But she is not the same," the healer continued. "That arrow carried more than iron. It took something from her. Strength. It may return. It may not." Kell nodded slowly. "Alive is enough." He went inside. Tara lay on a simple bed, pale, still, breathing. He sat beside her. "You scared me," he said. Her eyes opened slightly. "Good," she whispered. He almost laughed. "Rest," he said. She shifted, wincing. "You carried me." "Yes." "You did not leave." "Never." Silence settled between them. Not empty, not tense. Different. Kell looked at her, really looked. "We are not alone anymore," he said. She met his gaze. "No." For the first time since the arrow struck, he let himself breathe. The road would wait. For now, she was alive, and that was enough. The fire burned low between them. The woods were quiet that night. No wind, no distant cries, just the soft crack of embers settling into ash. Tara sat wrapped in a cloak, her strength not yet what it had been. The wound had closed, but something deeper still lingered. She felt it in the way her arm tired too quickly, in the way her breath came just a little shorter than before. Kell watched her without trying to make it obvious. "You are staring," she said. He looked away. "You are slower," he said. She almost smiled, honest as always. Silence settled again. They had faced worse nights. Blood, hunger, chains. This should have been easy. It was not. Tara broke it. "I am not the same," she said. Kell nodded. "I know." "I cannot do what we do forever," she said. He said nothing. Not because he did not understand, because he did. She looked at the fire. "We spent our lives trying to survive," she said. "First in the horde, then in chains, then on the road." Kell turned the iron token in his hand. "We are good at surviving." She shook her head. "That is not living." He looked at her then. "What is?" She met his eyes. "A home," she said. "People who are not afraid when they see me. A life that is not just the next fight." Kell felt something tighten in his chest. "You want to stop?" "I want to choose something else," she said. He let out a slow breath. "You could still fight." "I could," she said, "for a while, until I cannot. And then what?" He had no answer. She looked past him, toward the faint glow of the city in the distance. "I want a family," she said, "before it is too late." The words hung there, heavy, final. Kell stared into the fire. "We were never given one," he said. "No," she said, "but that does not mean we cannot make one." He nodded slowly. "You always think ahead." "Someone has to," she said. A faint smile touched his face, then faded. "And me?" he asked. She studied him. "You will keep going," she said. "You need the road, the fight, the purpose." He did not deny it. "It is who I am." "It is who you are now," she said, "not what they made you, what you chose." He looked at her for a long time. "You will be safe?" She gave a small shrug. "Safer than chasing blades and arrows." He almost laughed. "That's not saying much." "No, it is not." They sat in silence again, but this time it felt like something ending or changing. Kell reached into his pack and pulled out the iron token from Negrathon. He held it out to her. "Take it," he said. She frowned. "You need it." "I know who I am without it," he said. "You will need it more." She hesitated, then took it. Her hand closed around it. "Thank you," she said. He nodded once. Morning came too soon. They packed without speaking. The routine was familiar, efficient, final. At the edge of the clearing, they stopped. The road split there, one path toward the city, one toward the wild. Tara adjusted her cloak. "This is it," she said. Kell looked at her. "You will find it." "Find what?" "What you are looking for." She smiled, soft and real. "You will too." He shook his head. "I already have." She stepped forward and pulled him into a brief embrace. It was awkward at first, then not. "We were never good at this," she said. "We are learning," he answered. She pulled back. "Do not die." "You either," he said. She turned first and walked toward the city. Kell watched until she was out of sight. Then he turned the other way. The woods opened before him. The road stretched on. Alone, not lost. For the first time, they were not surviving together. They were living apart. And that was its own kind of freedom.
The waves broke against the shore with a steady rhythm that never changed. Kell stood on the edge of the cliffs and watched them roll in. The salt air stung his nose. The wind pulled at his cloak. Months had passed since the road split. He measured time now in people helped. A caravan guided through rough land. A farmer defended from raiders. A child returned to a worried parent. Small things, real things. It was enough. Most days. At night, when the fire burned low and the world went quiet, he found himself looking at the empty space across from him. He wondered where Tara was, if she had found what she was looking for, if she was safe, if she was happy. He did not like how often those thoughts came. He told himself it did not matter. Then he would check the horizon again. The coastal town came into view as the sun dipped low, small, weather-worn, built close together as if trying to hide from the sea. Kell walked through the narrow streets. Fishermen hauled nets. Children ran between barrels. The smell of salt and smoke filled the air. It was not like the city. It felt closer to something real. He found the tavern by the sound. Laughter, voices raised in story and argument. The door stood open. Inside, the room was warm and loud. Lantern light cast long shadows across rough tables. Kell moved to a corner and sat where he could see the door. Old habit. He ordered food, ate slow, watched. A group at the center table caught his attention. 4 of them. A woman in worn armor with a calm voice.
A thin man with quick hands and quicker eyes, a broad-shouldered fighter with a scar across his face, and a quiet figure in dark robes who watched more than spoke. They argued, but not like enemies, like people who trusted one another. "We cannot take it alone," the armored woman said. "We do not need alone," the thin man replied. "We need right." The fighter grunted. "We need someone who can break a line." The quiet one glanced toward Kell. "We may already have that." Kell kept eating. The armored woman stood and walked over. "You look like someone who has seen a fight," she said. Kell shrugged. "I have seen a few." "We are taking a job," she said. "Bandits along the northern road. They take from travelers. They leave no one behind." Kell's jaw tightened. "I have seen that before." "We fight for those who cannot," she said. "We could use another blade." Kell looked at her, then at the others. A group. It had been a long time since he stood with more than one person at his side. "What is the pay?" he asked. "Enough," the thin man called from the table, "but that is not why we do it." Kell almost smiled. "Good." He stood. "I'm in." The fighter nodded in approval. The quiet one said nothing, but watched him closely. The armored woman extended her hand. "Then welcome." Kell took it. The word felt strange. Welcome. He joined them at the table. They spoke of the road ahead, of plans, of how to strike and where to hold. Kell listened, spoke when needed. It felt different from the life he had known. Not a horde, not chaos, something built. That night, for the first time in months, Kell did not sit alone by the fire. He sat with others, not as a rival, not as a weapon, as part of something. Later, when the tavern quieted and the others slept, Kell stepped outside. The sea stretched into darkness. He looked out at it and thought of Tara. "Wherever you are," he said softly, "I hope you found it." The waves answered with their endless rhythm. Kell turned back toward the tavern, toward the road ahead, toward something new. Not alone. Not anymore. Morning came with the sound of gulls and the smell of salt. Kell woke before the others, old habit. He sat at the edge of the bed and listened. The tavern was quiet. The sea was not. He stepped outside. The sky was gray. The road north waited. Behind him, the door creaked open. The armored woman stepped out, already dressed for travel. "You rise early," she said. "So do I," he answered. She nodded once. "Name is Ellen." "Kell." "I know," she said. "You did not hide it." He almost smiled. One by one, the others joined them. The thin man came first, adjusting a set of knives at his belt. "Name is Rook," he said. "I find things, and sometimes people lose them." Kell looked at the knives. "I believe that." The broad fighter followed, carrying a pack that looked too heavy for most. "Brawn," he said. "I hold the line." Kell nodded. "You look like you do." Last came the quiet one, dark robes, eyes that seemed to weigh everything. "Mirror," she said. That was all. Kell studied her for a moment. Magic, he said. She did not deny it. Ellen stepped forward. We move light, she said. Bandits have been hitting travelers 2 days north. Fast strikes, no survivors left to speak. Rook shrugged. Which means they are either very good or very cruel. Bran grunted. Or both. Kell felt something familiar settle in his chest. Then we end it, he said. Ellen met his gaze. That is the plan. They left the town as the first light broke over the water. The road turned from stone to dirt, from crowded to empty. Kell walked near the front with Bran. The man moved steady, each step placed with purpose. You fight like you have something to prove, Bran said after a time. Kell shook his head. Not anymore. Bran glanced at him. Good. Makes you harder to break. Behind them, Rook and Ellen spoke in low voices about routes and timing. Mira walked at the rear, silent, watching the tree line. Hours passed. The land changed. Trees grew thicker. The road narrowed. Rook crouched suddenly, hand raised. Tracks, he said. Fresh. Kell stepped closer. Boots. Many. Ellen moved beside them. How many? 6, maybe more, Rook said. They move fast, light. Bran tightened his grip on his weapon. Close. Too close. Mira spoke from behind them. We are being watched. Kell turned slowly. Where? Everywhere, she said. The trees felt different now, not just trees. Eyes. Ellen lowered her voice. We do not rush in, she said. We draw them out, make them choose the ground. Kell nodded. Good. Rook smiled, faint. I like plans that involve them making mistakes. Bran planted his feet, and I like being where they run into. Ellen looked at Kell. Still in? He met her gaze. Always. She gave a single nod. Then we move slow, careful. They think they hunt. Kell glanced at the shadows between the trees. Let them. The group shifted formation without another word. Ellen at the center, Bran forward, Kell just behind him, Rook slipping to the side, Mira watching the rear. They moved as one. Not perfect. Not yet. But close. The road ahead bent into darker woods. Somewhere within, the bandits waited. This time, they would not be the hunters. Kell felt it in his bones. This was the start of something. Not just another fight. Something built. Something chosen. He adjusted his grip on his blade and stepped forward with the others. Together.
The trap closed at dusk. Elin gave the signal with a low whistle. Bran stepped into the road and waited. Kell stood at his side, still as stone. Rook vanished into the brush. Mira watched the shadows gather. The bandits took the bait. They came fast and quiet, too confident, too used to winning. The first rushed Bran. He did not move. Steel met steel. Bran held. Kell stepped in and broke the second man with a single strike. The third tried to circle. Rook took him from behind. More shapes poured from the trees. Mira lifted a hand. The air tightened. Light bent. One bandit stumbled as if the ground had shifted under him. Elin moved through them with calm precision. Not rage, not chaos, each strike placed,
each motion controlled. Kell felt the old pull rise in him, the urge to crush, to chase, to end it all in one rush. He held it back. Fight with them, not over them. A blade came for his side. He turned it and drove forward. The man fell and did not rise. The last bandit broke and ran. Rook let him go. "No need," he said. "He will carry the story." Silence followed. The road was still again. Bran wiped his weapon. "Clean work." Elin nodded. "No one else will fall to them." Kell looked at the bodies. This was not like the Horde. No glory, no trophies, just an end to harm. They gathered what was taken: coin, supplies, small things that meant life to someone else. Rook tossed Kell a pouch. "We return what we can," he said. "The rest goes to those who need it." Kell caught it. "Why?" Rook shrugged. "Because it should." They made camp a short distance from the road, a small fire, quiet voices. For a time, no one spoke of the fight. Then Mira looked at Kell. "You held back," she said. He met her gaze. "I fought with you. That is what I said." Elin leaned forward. "You are not like most we meet." Kell shook his head. "I used to be." Bran grunted. "We all used to be something." Rook smirked. "I used to be worse." Elin gave him a look. "Much worse." A faint smile passed through the group, then faded. Mira spoke again. "We follow someone," she said. Kell tilted his head. "A leader?" "More than that," Elin said. "A god." Kell frowned slightly. "I have heard of gods." "Most people have," Rook said. "Fewer listen." Bran poked at the fire. "Oma," he said. Kell waited. Elin continued. "A god of mercy, of strength used to protect, not to rule, not to take." Mira's voice was quiet. "His followers stand where others fall. They give when others hoard. They fight so others do not have to." Kell stared into the fire. "That sounds like a story." "It is a choice," Elin said. Rook leaned back. "Not an easy one." Bran nodded. "But a good one." Kell turned the words over in his mind. Mercy, strength for others. He thought of the road, of the people they had helped, of Tara, of what they had chosen. "Why tell me?" he asked. Elin met his gaze. "Because you are already walking that path, whether you name it or not." Mira watched him closely. "Some find Oma, some are found." Kell looked down at his hands, scarred, strong, steady. Not made for mercy, but used for it anyway. "Where do I learn?" he asked. Rook smirked, faint. "There it is." Elin nodded. "There are places, temples, people who follow his teachings." Bran added, "Or you learn on the road, like we did." Mira spoke last. "Listen, watch, choose." Kell sat back. For a long time, he said nothing. Then he nodded once. "I will learn." The fire burned low. The road ahead felt different now. Not just fights, not just survival, something more. Kell looked at the group around him. Not a horde, not rivals, something built on purpose. He thought of Tara again, of the life she had chosen. He hoped she had found it. He turned back to the fire, and for the first time he wondered if there was something greater guiding the path beneath his feet. Not chains, not fate, choice, and maybe something watching what he chose to do with it.
Seasons changed on the road. Rain turned paths to mud. Sun burned them dry again. Leaves fell, grew back, fell once more. Kell stopped counting days. He counted battles, people saved, nights where the fire burned and no one died. A year passed. They moved like a single mind now. Ellen chose the ground before a fight began. Rook found what others missed. Bran held lines that should have broken. Mira bent the unseen in ways Kell still did not fully understand. And Kell learned, not just how to fight beside them, how to listen, how to wait, how to choose. It started small, a quiet moment after a hard day. The others sat near the fire, heads bowed, voices low. Kell watched. "What are you doing?" he asked. "Praying," Rook said, without opening his eyes. Kell frowned. "To Oma." Kell shifted. "I do not know how." Ellen looked up. "You speak," she said. "You listen. That is all." Kell almost laughed. "That is not much." "It is enough," Mira said. That night, when the others slept, Kell sat alone. He stared into the dark. "If you are there," he said quietly, "I do not know what I am doing." Silence answered. He nodded once. "Fair." He stood to leave. Then the wind shifted. Soft, brief, but different. Kell paused. He did not understand it, but he remembered it. After that, he tried again. Not every night, not always with words. Sometimes just a thought, a question, a thanks after a fight that should have killed him. And the answers came. Not in voices, in moments. A step taken at the right time. A warning that felt like instinct but sharper. Strength when he should have fallen. Once a blade meant for his throat slipped as if turned aside. Another time he found a child in the dark just before it was too late, though he had no reason to search there. Kell did not call it luck. He had lived too long to believe in that. One night, after a brutal fight against men who would have burned a village, Kell dropped to one knee in the dirt, breath ragged. "I am still here," he said. The words felt different this time. Not a question, not doubt, a statement. Mira stepped beside him. "You feel it," she said. He nodded. "I am not alone." "No," she said. Ellen joined them. "That is Oma." Bran crossed his arms. "He does not make you weak." Rook grinned faint. "He makes sure you get back up." Kell looked at his hands. "All this time," he said, "I thought strength was mine alone." Ellen shook her head. "Strength is given. What you do with it is yours." The fire crackled. Kell felt something settle into place inside him. Not confusion, not anger, purpose. Weeks later, as they broke camp near a crossroads, Ellen spoke again. "If you wish to go further," she said, "there is a path." Kell looked up. "What path?" "To serve him," she said, "not just on the road, as one of his own." Mira met his gaze. "A holy warrior." Kell frowned. "I am no priest." Rook laughed. "Good, we have enough talkers." Bran nodded. "You fight, that is what matters." Ellen continued. "The order is based in Negrathon." Kell went still. The name hit harder than any blow. Negrathon, the city where his life had changed, where the road began, where Tara had gone. He had not seen her in 2 years. He looked at the others. "Why there?" Ellen shrugged slightly. "That is where the order stands, where it is needed most." Mira studied him. "You are thinking of her." Kell did not deny it.
2 years, he said. Rook leaned back. That is a long time. Bran added, or no time at all. Kell stared at the road ahead, all the paths he had walked, all the choices he had made, all leading here. Negrathon, Oma, Tara. He let out a slow breath. This is not chance, he said. Ellen shook her head. No. Kell tightened his grip on his blade. Then we go there, he said. Mira nodded. Then you choose what comes next. Kell looked toward the horizon. For the first time, the path ahead felt clear. Not easy, not certain, but clear. He would return, not as the man who fled chains, not as the warrior who wandered, but as something new, something chosen. And maybe, just maybe, he would find her there.
The road ended where it began. Negrathon rose ahead, walls of stone catching the morning light. The same gates, the same road, different man. Kell stood still for a moment. A year ago, he had come here running. Now he walked in by choice. Behind him, the others waited. No one spoke at first. Rook broke the silence. "You going to stand there all day?" Kell almost smiled. "Thinking. Dangerous habit," Bran said. Ellen stepped forward. "This is where we part," she said. "For now," Kell answered. Mira watched him. Paths cross again when they should. Kell nodded. "You taught me a lot," he said. Rook shrugged. "You learned. That is different." Bran held out his arm. Kell took it, a firm grip. "Do not forget how to fight," Bran said. Kell shook his head. "I will not." Ellen met his eyes. "Remember why you fight." He nodded. "I do." Mira spoke last. "Listen when it is quiet," she said. "That is when you will hear him best." Kell held her gaze. "I will." They stood there a moment longer. Then Rook turned first. "Come on," he said. "Roads do not walk themselves." They left without looking back. Kell watched until they were gone. Then he turned toward the city. The gates loomed large. Guards stood ready, watching the road. Kell reached into his pack and pulled out the worn papers, creased, weathered, still intact. He stepped forward. "Citizen," he said, holding them out. The guard took them, looked them over, then looked at Kell. "You have been away." Kell nodded. "I have." The guard handed them back. "Welcome home." The words felt strange. Kell walked through the gates. The city swallowed him again. Noise, movement, life. He moved through it slower this time, watching, learning, searching. Tara. He asked where he could, at markets, at corners, to guards and merchants and anyone who would listen. A woman, strong, dark hair, a scar on her arm. Some shrugged, some pointed, none knew. Days passed, no sign. Kell stood in the street one evening as the light faded. 2 years. The city was too large, too full. She could be anywhere, or gone. The thought sat heavy. He pushed it down. Keep moving. That was what she would do. He turned a corner and saw it. A simple building among larger stone halls, not grand, not loud, a symbol above the door. Oma. Kell stopped. The noise of the city seemed to fall away. He stepped inside. The air was quiet, cool, calm. A few figures knelt in prayer. Others moved slowly, speaking in low voices. A man in plain robes approached. "You seek something," he said. Kell nodded. "I want to serve." The man studied him. Many say that, few understand it. Kell held his gaze. "I did not understand it before." The man leaned forward slightly. "And what would you do with that trust?" Kell looked up. "Protect those who cannot protect themselves. Stand where others fall. Give what I can." Silence filled the room. The man nodded once. "You speak plainly." "It is all I know," Kell said. Another figure entered, older, eyes sharp. "We have heard enough," she said. She studied Kell for a long moment. "You have walked the path already," she said. "You simply did not name it." Kell did not speak. "Will you submit to training?" she asked. "To discipline, to service beyond your own will?" Kell nodded. "Yes." She held his gaze. "Then you will begin." The words settled deep. Not a question, not a hope, a beginning. Kell stood. "What now?" he asked. The older woman turned. "Now you learn." Kell followed. Behind him, the city moved as it always had. Somewhere within it, Tara lived her life. Ahead of him, a new path opened. Not the road he had walked before. Not alone. Not lost. Chosen.
Days became weeks. Weeks became months. Kell rose before dawn and did not stop until night took him. Training was not just steel, it was control, discipline, choice. He learned to fight again, not as a brute force that crushed everything in front of him, but as a shield, as a line that did not break. Blades turned, strikes measured, strength held in check until it mattered. It was harder than any battle he had known. Prayer came with it. At first it felt like speaking into silence. Then the silence changed. Not louder, closer. Kell knelt each night, hands steady, voice low. "I am here," he would say, and something in him would answer. Not words, certainty. Mira had been right. It was there in the quiet. He began to feel it in his movements, in the way his body responded when others faltered, in the moments where time seemed to slow just enough. Then came the healing. The first time he failed. A wounded man lay before him, breath shallow. Kell placed his hands over the wound and focused. Nothing. Again. Nothing. Frustration rose. He forced it down. Not force, choice. He closed his eyes. Not asking for power, asking to serve. Warmth spread through his hands, faint, then stronger. The wound closed beneath his touch. The man gasped and drew breath. Kell pulled back, staring. It was not his strength. It never had been. From that day it grew.
small at first, then steady. Cuts closed, pain eased, life held where it would have slipped away. Kell trained harder, fought harder, prayed deeper, until the day came. They stood in a wide chamber within the church, rows of them, those who had endured, those who had chosen. The older woman stepped forward. "You have been tested," she said, "in body, in will, in spirit." Kell stood still. "You are no longer what you were. No, you are what you choose to be." She motioned. Armor was brought forward, polished, strong, marked with the symbol of Oma. A tunic followed, simple, clean, bearing the same sign. Kell stepped forward. The weight of the armor settled onto him, not a burden, a promise. He took it without hesitation. "You serve now," she said, "not yourself, not glory, but those who need you." Kell nodded. "I will. You are a paladin of Oma." The words landed deep, final, true, not earned by strength alone, by choice. Later, Kell stood among others like him, newly sworn, veterans alike. They were called to a chamber within the city. A man waited there, young, about Kell's age, dressed in clean armor, marked with the sign of the people's kingdom. His eyes were sharp, but not hard. He looked at them as equals. "We have need of you," he said. Kell listened. "An item has been lost, one of great healing power. It lies near the edge of the creeping jungle." The words pulled at him immediately. The jungle, the chains, the road. The man continued, "If it falls into the wrong hands, many will suffer." Kell stepped forward slightly. "The creeping jungle," he said, "there are slavers there." The room shifted. The official studied him. "You have seen this." Kell met his gaze. "I have lived it." Silence followed. Kell spoke again. "If we go there, I ask permission to end it. The slavers, all of it. Give me a decree and I will see it done." The official did not answer right away. Instead, he watched Kell closely. Something in his expression changed. "What is your name?" he asked. Kell did not hesitate. "Kell." The man held his gaze a moment longer. Then he nodded once. "Wait here," he said, "in my office. Do not leave." Kell frowned slightly. "Why?" "You will have your answer," he said. He turned and walked away. The others exchanged glances but said nothing. Kell followed the direction given and entered the office. Simple, ordered, a desk, maps, seals. He stood in the center of the room, waiting. Curiosity stirred, not unease, something else. The past had reached forward, and now it waited for him to understand why.
Time moved slow in the office. Kell stood where he had been told. He did not sit. He did not pace. He waited. At first it was easy. Then the minutes stretched. An hour passed. He felt something he had not felt in a long time. Nerves. Not fear of battle. Something deeper. The door opened. The official stepped in and stopped just inside.
He looked at Kell for a long moment, studying him in silence. Kell held his gaze. The man spoke at last. "I thought you may want to meet my wife." He stepped aside. Kell did not understand. Then she walked in. Tara. For a heartbeat, the world stopped. Kell felt his chest tighten, then break open all at once. Tara. Her eyes found his. She froze. Then the tears came. Kell moved without thinking. He closed the distance and pulled her into him. She held on just as tight. "You are alive," she said, voice breaking. "So are you," he answered. They stood there, holding on like the world might take it away again. Kell pulled back slightly and looked at her. She was thinner, paler. The strength he remembered was still there, but buried under something else. "What has happened to you?" he asked. Tara gave a faint, tired smile. "The arrow," she said. "Its magic poison is still with me." Kell's jaw tightened. Behind them, the official stepped forward. "My name is Graython," he said. Kell turned. Graython continued. "I am searching for the item you spoke of, not only for those who suffer under illness and wound, but for her." He glanced at Tara. "I believe it may be the only thing that can truly heal what remains inside her." Kell looked between them. "You are her husband." Graython nodded. "Yes." There was no doubt in his voice, no hesitation, only certainty. A door opened softly behind them. A maid stepped in, carrying a small child, about a year old, bright eyes, curious. Tara turned and took the boy into her arms. Kell stared. "This is my son," she said. "Your nephew." Kell stepped closer, almost unsure. He reached out, then stopped. The child grabbed his finger, held on. Kell let out a breath he did not know he was holding. "He is strong," Tara said softly. "He will need to be," Kell answered. Graython smiled faintly. "He will have good examples." They sat for a time. Tara spoke of how they met, how Graython had come through the city not as a lord above others, but as a man who listened, how he stayed, how he chose her. There was no weakness in it, only truth. They were happy, despite everything. Tara looked at Kell. "I am glad you found your path," she said. "I always knew you would." Kell nodded. "I did not expect it to lead back to you." Graython stepped forward and placed a sealed parchment in Kell's hand. "The decree," he said. "You have full authority. End the practice, all of it." Kell closed his hand around it. "I will." Tara reached for him again. "Come back," she said. Kell met her eyes. "I will." He turned to leave, then paused. He looked once more at the child, at Tara, at the life she had built. Then he stepped out. Outside, the other paladins waited. Kell joined them, ready. The road to the creeping jungle stretched ahead. Not the same as before, not running, not hunted. This time they would bring an end to it. For those still in chains, for Tara, for all of them. Kell adjusted his armor and stepped forward with the others. Together they left the city behind and carried purpose into the wild.
The jungle returned to view slowly. First the air thickened, then the ground softened, then the trees began to close in. Kell walked at the front of the column, horses no longer of use in the thick jungle. Their armor had been dulled by travel, eyes fixed ahead. The other paladins of Oma moved with Kell, steady and disciplined. Weeks had passed since they left Negrathon, weeks of searching. The creeping jungle did not give up its secrets easily, but they found signs, rot that did not belong, tracks too large, too heavy, and something else, a smell, sour, old. "We are close," one of the paladins said. Kell nodded. "Stay tight." They moved forward. The trees parted into a low swamp. Water pooled, black and still. Twisted roots broke the surface like bones. In the center stood a hut, crooked, sinking, alive in a way it should not be. Shapes moved around it. Trolls, large, thick-skinned, slow until they were not. Kell drew his blade. "We take them first," he said. The paladins spread without breaking formation. The first troll saw them and roared. The fight began. Steel rang against thick flesh. Blades bit but did not end them. One troll charged Kell. He met it head-on. The impact drove him back a step. Then he held. Not brute force alone. Control. He turned the creature and drove his blade deep, then called on Oma. Light flared along the edge. The wound burned. The troll screamed. It did not rise again. To his left, another paladin fell beneath a heavy blow. Kell moved. He reached the fallen warrior and placed a hand on his chest. "Stay with me," he said. Warmth surged through him. The wound closed just enough. The man breathed again. Kell stood and returned to the fight. One by one the trolls fell, fire and steel and light, until the swamp grew still again. The hut creaked. The door opened. She stepped out, thin, tall, twisted, eyes like black water. The hag smiled. "You bring light into my home," she said. Her voice crawled through the air. Kell stepped forward. "You took something that does not belong to you." She laughed. "Everything belongs to me here." The ground shifted. Roots moved. The swamp itself answered her call. The paladins held their ground. Kell advanced. The hag lifted a hand. Darkness coiled and struck. Kell felt it hit him, cold, deep, trying to pull him under. He did not yield. "Oma," he said, not a plea, a stand. Light pushed back the dark. The hag hissed. She moved faster than she looked. Claws flashed. Kell blocked one, took another across his armor. He drove forward. No hesitation, no fear. "This ends now," he said. She shrieked and lashed out again. The swamp surged, but Kell was already inside her reach. He struck once, twice. The third blow took her head. Silence fell. The swamp stilled. The rot did not vanish, but it loosened, as if exhaling. Kell stood over the body, breathing hard. One of the paladins stepped forward. "It is done." Kell shook his head. "Not yet." He moved into the hut. Inside, the air was thick with decay. At the center sat a small object, simple. A faint glow pulsed from within it, warm, alive. Kell picked it up. The feeling spread through him immediately.
Healing, real, strong. This is it, he said. They left the swamp behind them. The jungle seemed to ease as they moved away. Kell looked at the item in his hand. For Tara, for all of them. Then his gaze hardened. One task remained. The slavers. He reached into his pack and pulled out the decree, the seal of the people's kingdom, unbroken, authority, final. He looked at the others. "We go there next," he said. They nodded, no hesitation. The path turned deeper into the jungle, but this time Kell did not feel the weight of the past pulling him down. He carried something else now, purpose, justice, and an end to what had once broken him. They moved forward together, and the jungle waited.
The jungle thickened the closer they came. Kell knew the signs. Cut paths forced through living growth, smoke that did not belong, the quiet that meant fear lived nearby. They found the camp at dusk. Wooden walls, watchtowers, chains. Nothing had changed. Everything had. Kell felt it in his chest. Not rage, resolve. "We go in clean," he said. "We give them the choice." The paladins nodded. They walked through the main gate without hiding. Guards moved to stop them, then hesitated at the sight of armor marked with the sign of Oma. "Take us to your leader," Kell said. The guards exchanged looks, then did as told. They were led through the camp. Kell saw it all. Men in chains, eyes hollow, work that never ended. He had been here. He would end it. They were brought before a large man seated beneath a crude shelter. Scars crossed his face. Power sat easy on him. He looked at Kell with mild interest. "You walk in bold," he said. Kell stepped forward and held out the decree. "By order of the people's kingdom, this practice ends now. Release them. Leave this place." The man took the parchment. He read it, slow, careful. Then he smiled. He stood. "Gather!" he called out. The camp stirred. Slavers came from every side. They circled. The man held the decree up. "Listen well," he said. He read it aloud, word for word. When he finished, silence hung for a breath. Then laughter broke it, loud, cruel. The man tore the decree in half. "The people's kingdom has no power here," he said. Kell did not move. "You are wrong," he answered. The man stepped closer. "No, you are." Around them, weapons were drawn. Ellen's voice echoed in Kell's mind. "Make them choose." They had chosen. Kell drew his blade. "Then we end it another way," he said. The fight exploded. Steel clashed. Shouts filled the air. They were outnumbered. Badly. Kell moved through it with purpose. Not wild, not reckless. Each strike mattered. Each step held. A paladin fell beside him. Kell reached down, calling on Oma. Light flared. The man rose again, just long enough to fight. But the numbers pressed in. Too many. From every side. Brawn would have held the line here. Kell felt the pull to stand and break them all. He knew better, for the good of the men with him. "Fall back," he shouted. The paladins shifted as one, disciplined, controlled. They fought toward the edge of the camp. Arrows flew, blades struck. One by one they broke through. Horses waited near a supply line. Kell cut the ties and pulled himself into the saddle. "Go," he ordered. They rode hard. The jungle swallowed them. Shouts followed, then faded. They did not stop until the camp was far behind. Night fell. The group slowed at last, breathing hard, bloodied, alive. Kell looked back into the darkness. "They ignored it," he said. One of the paladins nodded. "No fear, no hesitation. They believe they are protected." Kell reached for where the decree had been. Gone. Torn. Worthless to them. "Someone stands behind them," he said, "powerful enough that a kingdom means nothing." Silence settled. A thought passed between them without words. Kell spoke it. "As long as it is not Rhinoc, we can end this." The others nodded. "If it is not the immortal red dragon, it can bleed." Kell turned his horse toward the road back to Negrothan. They collected the horses they rode in on. "Then we return," he said. "We bring more. We end it for good." The paladins followed. Not defeated, not broken. The jungle had taken enough. Now it would give something back. Kell rode at the front. The past behind him, the fight ahead. And this time, he would not retreat.
The gates of Negrothan opened to them without question. Dust covered their armor, blood marked their path. The city watched as they rode through, not with fear, but with quiet respect. Kell did not slow. They went straight to Grethon. The chamber doors opened, and the young official stood as they entered. His eyes moved over them quickly, taking in the state they were in. "You found it," he said. Kell stepped forward and placed the item in his hands. "We did." Grethon held it carefully. The faint glow lit his face. Relief passed through him. "Tara will live," he said softly. Kell nodded. Then his expression hardened. "The slavers," Kell said. Grethon looked up. They ignored the decree, tore it apart. They believed themselves above the kingdom. Silence filled the room. Grethon set the item aside with care. "Tell me everything," he said. Kell did. The camp, the numbers, the defiance. When he finished, Grethon did not hesitate. "Then we end it," he said. Kell studied him. "You mean to send soldiers?" Grethon shook his head. "I mean to lead them." The room shifted. "You will have your support, Kell," he continued, "full backing of the people's kingdom." Orders were given, fast, precise. Messengers ran, horns sounded. Within hours, a force gathered, not massive, but enough. Soldiers in formation, paladins of Oma at the front. Kell stood among them. Grethon rode out to meet them. Armor fitted,
cloak marked with the seal of the kingdom. He looked younger than most leaders Kell had known, but there was no doubt in him. "We ride now," he said. The gates opened again. This time they did not slip through unnoticed. They rode as a force. The road blurred beneath them. Days passed, no slowing, no hesitation. The jungle returned. The camp waited. When they reached it, the difference was clear. More guards, better armed, prepared. They knew something was coming. Good, Kell thought. Let them see it. Grethon raised his hand. "Form ranks." The soldiers moved as one. The paladins stepped forward, Kell at the front. The gates of the camp stood closed. Grethon did not call out. He signaled. The charge began. Wood shattered under force. The line broke through. Steel met steel. This was not a skirmish. This was war. Kell moved through it with purpose, not just to fight, to end it. He saw the same man from before, the one who tore the decree. He did not smile now. Behind him stood others, not slavers, something else, light on their feet, eyes sharp, a mark Kell did not recognize. Rook would have. A thieves' guild, power behind the camp. Now it made sense. Grethon rode forward, cutting through the chaos. "This ends today," he shouted. The battle raged, but this time they had numbers, they had purpose, they had no fear. One by one the slavers fell. The guild fighters tried to slip away. Kell cut them down where he could. No escape, not this time. At last the camp broke. Silence followed. Chains were cut. Men and women stepped forward, unsure at first. Kell moved among them. "You are free," he said. Some did not believe it, not yet. Grethon dismounted and stood among them. "By order of the people's kingdom, you are offered citizenship," he said, "protection, a place to live free." The words spread, slow at first, then faster. Hope returned to faces that had lost it. Kell watched it happen. This was why. This was always why. The camp burned, not in chaos, in ending. They did not leave it to stand. They rode back with the freed, a long line, tired, broken, alive. The gates of Nigrathon opened wide. This time the city saw them, heard them, understood. They entered not as survivors, not as hunters, but as something more. Kell rode beside Grethon. The weight of it all settled in. They had done it, not alone, not by chance, by choice. He looked toward the city, toward where Tara waited, and for the first time since the jungle, the past felt like something that no longer held power over him. It was over, and something better had taken its place.
Years passed. Kell stayed with the Order of Oma, walking the road where he was needed. He fought less with time, but never stopped standing for others. His name spread, not from battles, but what he gave back. He became known as a healer. Grethon ruled with a steady hand. He listened, acted, and kept the city just. Under him, Nigrathon grew strong and fair. Slavers never returned. The message had been made clear. Tara lived. The healing item did what nothing else could. The poison faded, slowly but surely. Her strength returned in a new form, not as it was, but enough to live the life she chose.
She and Grethon built a home filled with children, then more children, then grandchildren. The house was always loud, always alive. Kell visited often. At first he did not know what to do with it. The warmth, the laughter. It was not a life he had known. The children did not care. They climbed on him, laughed at him, pulled him into their games. One day, he laughed with them. After that, it came easier. "You found your place," Tara told him. Kell looked around at the life she had built. "We did," he said. Time changed him. He slowed, his strength shifted. He spent more time in the church than on the road, more time healing than fighting. People came to him not for war, but for help. He gave it freely. Oma was no longer something he questioned. It was something he lived. Old friends returned from time to time. Rook with his sharp grin, Bran steady as ever, Mira quiet and certain. They shared a fire again. They shared memories of Ellen, who had fallen years ago saving an old woman from an orc attack. They were older now, calmer, wiser. "We did well," Rook said. Bran nodded. Mira looked at Kell for a long moment. Kell gave a small nod. Both wondered what might have been had Kell not taken an oath. They went their separate ways again, but the bond remained. Grethon ruled for many years before passing his duty on to those who would serve as he had. Tara stayed at his side through it all. Their family grew. Kell stayed in Negrathon in his later years. He did not need the road anymore. People came to him instead. He listened, he healed, he guided when he could. One evening he sat outside the church, watching the city move, free, alive. He thought of where he began, the jungle, the chains. He thought of what followed, the road, the choices, the people. He looked at his hands, still steady. "I am here," he said quietly. The answer came as it always had, not in words, in peace. It had not been easy, but it had been right, and that was enough.